Hi, this is Mark Evanstein with music.py, and this is a Python music short. Now, I know I owe you all an explanation for a couple mysterious videos I recently posted, but in the meantime, I thought for this Python music short, I would show you how to make piano phase. So for those of you who don't know, piano phase is a composition by the composer Steve Reich, and it basically consists of this one melodic line over and over and over. It's played by two pianists, and one of the pianists keeps gradually slowing down so that their part shifts in phase with respect to the first pianist. So first they slow down by 1/16th note, and you end up with this pattern. Then they slow down by another 16th note, and you end up with this pattern. And then yet another 16th note. And yet another 16th note. And as you can see, as the pattern shifts, it forms new, interesting, shorter patterns because of the way that he constructed the original 12-note pattern. It's a really clever and very influential piece. So what I've got here is I'm going to start coding this up in Python. So I've imported the scamp libraries, created a session, created two piano parts, one called piano 1, one called piano 2. And then I've made a list of pitches, and these are the pitches, 64, 66, so E, F sharp, B, C sharp, etc. And then just to start with, I'm going to loop through those pitches and have the first piano play each of the notes. Let's take a listen. So that just played through it one time, but if we want to do it over and over and over forever, we can say while true, which loops something forever. But now I want this to be played by both pianos, and I want it to be played slightly differently. One of them I want to be going a little bit slower than the other one. So the first thing to do then is to kind of wrap that in a function. Define the function piano part, which takes as an argument which piano we're going to play it with. And then it goes ahead and loops that piano playing these pitches over and over and over. So now if I were to call piano part piano 1, and we can hear it coming from piano 1. And if I say piano 2, well, trust me that this is coming from piano 2. There's really no difference between the two sounds of these pianos, but this is the way that we can control which part it's coming from. Now, finally, for the magic part where they come together, I'm going to use something called fork, which causes the parts to happen in parallel time streams. So I'm going to have the session fork the piano part using piano 1, and then I'm going to have the session fork the piano part using piano 2. Piano 1, I'm going to give it an initial tempo of 100 beats per minute, and then piano 2, I'm going to give it the very slightly slower tempo of 98 beats per minute. Since piano 2 is going a little bit slower than piano 1, it's going to gradually get out of phase, and we're going to start getting those interesting patterns that Steve Reich planned for. One other thing, when you fork a part, it immediately moves on to the next line of code. And so after we fork these two parts, we actually hit the end of the code, and it'll just end right away, unless we say, wait forever. So let's take a listen. So you can start to hear all of this interesting phasing going on. It's phasing out again, and into a new pattern. So that's piano phase. If you wanted to phase a little more slowly, you might make this initial tempo 99 or even 99.9 if you just want to chill out on the couch for an hour. But I want to point out one other thing that's really, really cool that you can do using the scamp libraries. So we can actually generate the notation for piano phase, notated in a single tempo, and you can kind of see one of the parts drift against the other part. So to do this, I can say session.start transcribing, and we're going to transcribe on the clock of the first piano part. So the first piano part is just going to look like 16th notes. But the second piano part is going to look a little bit different, and it's going to drift in comparison. We'll give it 30 beats to play out, and then afterwards we're going to stop transcribing, get a kind of performance from that, which is a list of all the notes, generate a score from that, quantize it to 3/4 time, and I'm actually going to do show XML so that it shows up in MuseScore. Let's take a listen again. Okay, and let's go take a look at the music. Here we go. This is what it looks like after it's quantized it. Looks kind of horrible, but let's take a listen to what it sounds like. So there you go. That's how you make piano phase in Python and Scamp. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to try any of this for yourself, I've put links in the description. And also, if you're interested in a beginner-friendly way of learning to code in Python while making music, check out the link to my course on cadenze.com. Finally, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, or take a nice hot bubble bath.